Hello ladies and gents, my name is Thom Gibson, and in this video I'm going to share with you how you can assign your very first video using EdPuzzle while remote teaching with your students. A couple things that I like about EdPuzzle as a tool for remote teaching is that it solves the problem of not knowing which of your students are watching the videos that you are assigning them, as well as if they are understanding what they are learning in these videos. EdPuzzle lets you see who has watched the video and how much of the video they have watched. And they can't actually have the video playing in the background. It has to be the open browser. And you can also include formative assessment questions throughout the video, which I'll show you how to do as well. So let's dive in to see how to set up your account real quick in EdPuzzle and get your first video assigned to your students. To assign your first video on EdPuzzle to your students is go to edpuzzle.com, click on sign up, and then just say, I am a teacher. Sign in with Google. I'm going to sign in with a Google account that I have not actually used with EdPuzzle before, so you can kind of see the beginning first stages there. You can go ahead and create your password and then agree to the terms and policy, create your new account. It'll ask you what school that you are at, and if anyone at your school has already created an EdPuzzle account, then you can go ahead and assign yourself there, so that way people can look at what other teachers are making at your school. And then just say what your subject is, and then join the school. And one of the first things that you will probably want to do is create a class. You can go to My Classes and add a new class, or if you've got something on Google Classroom already, you can import it from there. Click on Add a New Class. Say what your class name is. I like to put the actual class and then just say what class period it is. You can add a description if you would like. If you plan on doing this quite a bit and you want to keep track of a lot of the students' progress, then go ahead and click on Classic. If maybe you're doing this once or twice, or you're working with students that you don't want to have to create an account for, then go ahead and click on Open. You can actually see that with the open one, you can have students just go to the link that you give them, and then they just type in their name, maybe their first name, and then they can watch the videos. Whereas Classic is they have a login and their progress is saved and connected to their account, so that way you can keep track of it. So for this case, I'm just gonna click on Classic. And I would add all of your classes before you actually start assigning videos. You can invite students to the class by clicking there. You'll see that you will have to verify your account first. So just go back to your email, verify it, and then you'll be able to invite students, and they'll just follow the link that you give them to be able to add themselves to your class. So now let's add a video. Let's click either up here on EdPuzzle, or you can click on Content. You click on My Content. You can add your very own content. I am a big proponent for teachers creating their own videos. If you have your own videos that you have on YouTube already, you can just say create a video, and it's just gonna pull from YouTube. If you've created a video but it's not on YouTube or anywhere else, but you have it downloaded on your computer, then you're gonna click on upload a video. So let's go on create a video right now. I've actually got a video that I want to share with my students, and if I click up here, I can share. I can copy this link. This is one that I made last year during remote teaching. And if I paste it right here and click search, you will see my video has been pulled up right there already. You have 3 editing options here. If you want to cut parts out of your video, maybe some of the beginning and some of the end, or you just want to use a little middle section of the video, you're going to have it under cut. And then let's say I want to just go straight to the part where I'm explaining a problem. I might have to find it first. Okay. So let's say right here, I actually just begin to explain the problem. I am going to bring it right there. That's going to be the beginning of my video. And then where do I want the end of my video to be? Well, as I drag this, it may take a little bit of time, but it's nice. It kind of shows you what is at that point in the video. So let's pretend that that is the last section of the video, or the last bit of the video that I want. If you don't want to cut anything, you don't have to do this. This is just if you want to take some out of the beginning and some of the end. I've never used the voiceover feature, mainly because I make my own videos, so I don't need to voice over my own video. But if you're watching a video and you wanted to replace a certain section with your voice, maybe you're adding a certain commentary to it, you can just go to the place that you want to do the voiceover, and then just click start recording. They're gonna ask if they can use your microphone, say yes, and it may send you back to cut after you allow it because it's refreshing the page, but just go back to voiceover, go to the section that you want to do your voiceover.
X plus 5.
And This is a voiceover over my video. It wouldn't make sense to do this. I'm just doing it for an example. And then you can go back and listen. You can see how 5 to it. So x plus 5. Now, this is a voiceover over, and then it replaces that audio that was there. The feature that I really like though is the questions feature. You can ask a multiple choice question, an open-ended question, or just put a note in there wherever you want in the video. So maybe I go to a certain section of the video and I want to do a quick formative assessment, maybe even before I go through a problem, or maybe right after a problem. I can create a multiple choice question by saying, I could ask, what are the 2 steps of this equation? And then I can say a multiple choice question. I can even change, create a link to things in these multiple choice questions. I can create an image, add an image, or use an URL as one of the answers. I can add an equation, which is really cool. Make them bold, italics, underline. I can just say multiply by 2 and add 1. Or some students might get that confused, add 1 and multiply by 2. And then you can add more answer choices and say which one is right and which one is wrong. You can have multiple right answers if you would like. And then you can save this question. And then you can actually see afterwards, when the students have answered it, what did they actually get? And you can use that as a formative assessment. Are they actually getting this, or are they really confused? And after you do the question, you click on continue. You can edit, you can trash any of the questions that you put. You can do an open-ended question. I really like this one. You can go to the end of the video and you can ask kind of maybe these exit ticket kind of questions, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel about 2-step equations? So the students can kind of give you a rating right after they're done. You're like, 1, I don't get this at all. 10, like I totally get it. And then you can use that to inform where you go next, or how much time you spend on this when you meet with them synchronously, maybe during a Zoom class, or if you're doing a hybrid model where they're coming to school and spending a little time in the classroom. You could also have an open-ended question of what part of this lesson was most confusing, or what questions do you have about this lesson, or something along those lines, where you're getting some formative feedback from students at the end of the video. So let's click on save. And I can see all of the different events and edits that I have made with my multiple choice question, my open-ended question. And the last one, you can go and add a note. This is not going to be anything that they have to actually submit anything, but maybe you just say, pause the video here and try to answer the problem before I walk through it in the video. Something like that, and then they'll see that note when they get to it. And then they'll just have to click on continue. So those are some of the different ways you can cut, add a voiceover, and add some questions. Let's finish this up. And then if you want to assign it to your students, you just click on assign and then say, okay, which students do you want to assign it to? Do you want to assign it to all of them? When do you want it to be due? This is kind of a cool feature. If you don't want them to be able to skip ahead and then get all the way to the end of the video and just be like, it shows that they've watched 100%, you can turn that on, or you can turn this off. One of the cool features about this too is, like, if a student is opening up different tabs or opens up a different tab than the video that they're watching, it automatically pauses the EdPuzzle video, so they can't just run it in the background and not actually watch it. Hopefully you're making them engaging enough to where they're actually paying attention, but it does create a little bit more accountability, hopefully creating as much opportunity for them to actually sit and watch the video, answer the questions, and so forth. So you can decide whether you're going to put that on or not. Assign. And so I don't have any students in this class right now, but I can see with the questions, if students started to answer them when I went to the questions, I would be able to actually go through and see what some of their answers were. And on multiple choice questions, you can see what percentage of students answered which ones. So to get back to that page, you can just go to My Classes, and then you can see the video there, and then there's your students and what they did, as well as the questions. And really quickly, if you have your own video that you haven't put up on YouTube, but it's on your computer, it's pretty much the exact same thing. You just go to My Content, Add Content, then upload your video or pull it from Google Drive, and then you'll be able to go through all of those same steps that we went through with the YouTube video as well. And that is EdPuzzle. I think it's a great tool. I think in the free plan, you are limited to a certain number of videos, but if you run out of space and you don't have the funds to purchase the pro plan, what I would do is I would just go back to the older videos that I've already assigned and taken the grades for and just delete those to create more space in my account to assign new videos. But I am providing training for teachers and schools and districts on how to create better video lessons without being a video pro. So if you are in a school or a district and would like me to provide professional development in the form of a training or a workshop for your teachers, then just reach out to me at tom@thomgibson.com. That being said, my name is Thom Gibson. I hope you learned something today that'll help you create more meaningful and memorable experiences for your middle school STEM students, even if you are teaching them remotely. Make some awesome videos for your students so that way you don't have to keep them from skipping the video, but they want to watch these videos. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.